social inclusion, I guess, means different things to different people. Like normally when I think about it, I just use the word inclusion, but I think we use the word social inclusion because it has a lot of times people think they're, understand inclusion, but that's not what we have, not what it really is, and so we are using that to clarify it. So I guess it's useful, but I don't think it is necessary. Might just complicate the things, like what's the difference between inclusion and social inclusion? Inclusion is inclusion. So for me, inclusion is a very diverse concept. It's everything from people, sometimes people with disabilities or other individuals, maybe who are marginalized in our communities, being involved in the community, and that means being involved in all aspects of the community. They need to be involved in regular places. That includes workplaces, social places, where they're living needs to be inclusive. So it's about places, but it's not just about the places, but it's also what's happening in those places. So what's happening in those places has to be welcoming, for example. And also we can tell when people are in these community places whether or not people's attitudes are being affected. So if people are welcoming, then there's an attitude shift. And the attitude shift can happen both for people, who are marginalized themselves, but also for the community themselves. So that's another important part of inclusion, that the community itself has a chance to become more welcoming and in turn shift their attitudes. What I think of when I think of inclusion is that it means people who are marginalized in some way being involved in everyday places and spaces in the community, right? So, they're not in special programs, but they're in regular community programs. It's also about the attitudes that are happening within those programs, so you can't just be there in the community, but no, those places have to be places that we support to become welcoming. And another piece, I think, too, is that in order for people to be valued, they really need to be given a chance to make a contribution. So that's kind of another piece.